Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another toy review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Ultra Monster 500 series number 13, Antlar. So, of course, first appearing in the original Ultraman series, well, not the original was Ultra Q, but specifically Ultraman, which came on 1966. Antlar first appeared on episode 7, The Blue Stone of Berberati, or Berberati. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the name of the episode. Basically, the Science Patrol visit like these groups of people, and then out of nowhere, boom, a giant weird bug kaiju comes out of nowhere, who also happens to have some magnetic abilities. Yes, that's his power. I know, pretty weird. Also, considering that his name is Antlar, surprisingly, he's actually not an ant. He's actually a giant beetle. So, okay, Ultraman, you do you. All right. So, of course, before we take a look at the figure, we got to take a look at his tag. Now, of course, this is a picture just straight from the episode. Obviously, it's not the best quality picture. You know, they definitely used something old from the set, which is perfectly fine. It definitely just screams classic. You know, I really like that they did that. Plus, you still get a good, nice little image of Antlar right there anyway, and with Ultraman, so that's kind of nice. He is number 13, and of course, you have the back of the tag, and then you got the inside, which has nothing in it. So, of course, without further ado, let's just take a look at the figure. The painting and sculpting of the figure is pretty good, you know. I can't really complain. I guess some things that some people might point out is you see how he got some yellow on his chest. You might argue that he's supposed to have just a little bit more like on his arms and on his legs. I've definitely seen Antlar with a little bit of paint around those parts, but I think that's fine. It doesn't really hurt the overall figure. And his toes are painted, which is nice. It's a kind of brownish color. Not a dark brown, but kind of like in between. And then, of course, I love the silver for his giant talons or whatever, you know. That's pretty nice. I mean, he definitely looks like a beetle for sure. And then, of course, you got the white eyes, which is surprisingly painted very well. I'm kind of surprised that they were able to kind of pull that off without making any mistakes. You know, like paint-wise, they definitely did a very nice job of it. Even the front, you know, like in the mouth is pretty good with the silver paint, so I definitely like that. Nothing underneath, which is, it's fine, you know, and this, I probably don't remember if that, I think that's just part of the figure. Yeah, I got like a weird stain, so I don't know. Uh, but before we could really move on and talk about the articulation, um, that sound weird, but why does he got a blue butt on his back? That and he got like a little bit of hint of green too. So I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that was a choice. I'm pretty confident that he definitely had a little bit of blue paint on his back, but I really don't understand why. I don't really know the connection. It's just so weird. I mean, yeah, hey, it's great. They pay attention to great detail, you know. At least they painted the back, but this I don't know, you know. I like how they got like some lighting too. You can see like some of the blue here and all that. So I don't know what's the backstory behind this. Honestly, I could just talk about this all day. But I don't wanna waste too much time here, you know. I mean it is what it is, you know. Maybe someone could kind of explain it. My theory is that maybe on set when they were making the episode, maybe they accidentally spilt some paint on it, so that was maybe unintentional. But I guess because it ended up in the show anyway, that kind of became his look. I don't know. I highly doubt it, but like I say, it's not really a big deal or anything like that. It doesn't hurt the figure. In fact, like I say, I'm glad that they actually went the extra mile to actually paint his back. So you know what? That's great. So let's take a look at his articulation. He has 4 points in the head. It can move all the way full 360, as you can see here. Arms can move up and down. I mean, obviously, you gotta kind of, yeah, you can definitely move a little bit full 360. I mean, it's a little bit of a chore, but it is what it is. He actually can move at the waist, but not by much. It's not really gonna work. So, I mean, you might as well not consider it a portion of articulation, but it is what it is, you know. Not too bad though. It's sculpted very nicely, honestly. I mean, despite some of the things I said about this figure, it's still really great anyway. So before we end it here, let's take a look at the size comparison. So here is Niranga, and yeah, I mean, Uranga, he's supposed to be slightly bigger, but I guess this is fine. He's still sculpted very nice, but, you know, the sizing, obviously, it's a little bit of an eyesore, obviously, but, you know, it's still a nicely sculpted figure, so it's not like there's anything wrong with it. And here he is compared to our hero, Ultraman. Now, again, yeah, he's supposed to be bigger. He's not supposed to be this short, but I think this is fine. I think it's suitable for the character. I mean, you can at least, I guess, if you wanted to, if you play with him, you could kind of like bash him around or so. If you want to do that, you could definitely, you know, be creative with it and all that. So I think you can still kind of get some decent playability and poses with this. So it's all good, you know. That's kind of going to be a running theme in the toy line, where you're going to get monster figures that are shorter than the heroes, but at least they're sculpted nicely, so I don't really have a problem. Ultraman is Ultraman, you know, so sorry. That was a bit of a hiccup. Anyway, yeah, so it, you know, can't really argue too much with that, as long as the figures at least look nice and look accurate. Because yes, Antlar definitely looks accurate to how he looked in his 1966 appearance. So, just to be random, here he is compared to Twin Tails. I have not reviewed him yet, but I definitely will. But just to give you an idea on the size, his buddy Udon, I don't know. They always pronounce it weirdly. You know, just to get an idea. This one, whose name I also can't pronounce well, Tesladon. He still got his tag, as you can see. That's definitely going to be an interesting review, because a lot of the figures I have don't have the tags on them. As you can see, I have them always separated, but that's fine. Bolton. So yeah, that's let me point it down just a little bit. Yeah, you know, just kind of get a good idea, right? You know, and okay. He doesn't have standing issues, I swear. It's just that I have, you know, this is a shirt, you know, so it's kind of wavy. And I guess, lastly, this should be the next figure I'm gonna review is Red King, the weird, you know, Godzilla, if he was like a corn on a cob. Which, I mean, I always joke around and I say that with my friends, that's what he reminds me of. He's a skull kaiju in the show, in case you're wondering. And yeah, that's about it. That kind of ends the review there. I definitely give this figure a nice 10 out of 10. I don't really see any kind of problems with it. You know, painting is good, sculpting is great, you know. The size, I mean, it's going to be debatable for some people. I know he should be bigger, but I think he's fine the way he is. I don't think it's, you know, a big deal, but trust me, there's definitely going to be some figures in the line where they should be much more bigger, but they are extremely tiny. So, trust me, you know, it might sound like all I'm saying is positivity, but trust me, there's a couple of things in the line that could be troublesome in the future, but we'll definitely get to that, you know. Right now, I'm still trying to kind of recuperate a little bit and, you know, actually get on with the reviews, since technically, yeah, I'm pretty behind on my schedule as to how I want to, you know, put these out and whatever, and sometimes, you know, YouTube's pretty slow. So yeah, I'll definitely get right on to the next review. So until then, yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like and subscribe, you know, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and yep, that's about it. See ya.